All right, greetings, good afternoon, good day. Hope you all are wonderful. Haki Ami, the Success Scholar. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. I'm here. We're having a post interview with Dr. Barryl Beikman. Uh, she came from the Netherlands to the State of the Black World Conference held in Baltimore, Maryland, uh, the past few days, and we are excited that she took the time out to join us and share. She's been working in many different international spaces for African people's rights and throughout the world, and with many different organizations. I'll allow for her to share her experiences and what she has coming up in Mozambique. But we want to have just this brief conversation about what she experiences. You've attended many different conferences all over the world, and we are happy that that Europe, the diasporans were represented here by yourself. So thank you for joining us and Teaching Arts Institute and the Global African Sheroes. We're pleased to have her here. So thank you, Mama. So just
Yeah,
yes,
thank
thank
you.
you.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yes, it was for me an excellent experience.
Hmm.
But first of all, I would like to thank the people. I want to thank, in the first place, Dr. Rondanias that he
Hmm.
invited me. I would like to thank the Teaching Artists Institute to invite me when I hear that I have to speak. I'm going to speak at a hip hop conference.
Yes,
I
yes,
must tell
yes.
you honest, I thought by myself, okay, hip hop. I was a I'm from the hip hop elder generation,
Yes,
so
ma'am. Yes,
it's
ma'am.
fine. And I have children, I have
Uh-huh,
grandchildren,
uh-huh, yes,
So
yes, yes.
we as elder, we are always in the sphere of younger people,
Mm-hmm,
the
mm-hmm,
younger generation,
mm-hmm,
their music, their language, everything.
mm-hmm,
But most what touched me is that when people ask me, when I they ask me first, where are you from? If I
mm-hmm,
say Suriname, then I have to explain where Suriname is. If I say, for instance, Suriname is one of the Cayennas, or
mm-hmm,
Suriname is, then I have to explain that Suriname is near Brazil.
mm-hmm,
And as
mm-hmm.
soon if I say near Brazil, people are happy.
Okay,
But
okay.
what I've also noticed is that if I say, but I live in the Netherlands,
Mm.
oh, our black people live in the Netherlands.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
Well, that was my experience here. That
Oh,
some
really?
people
Wow.
don't know that in Europe,
Mm,
okay, they only know Caribbean, they know the African Americans,
mm,
and they don't realize that in Europe, for instance, there
mm-hmm,
are reparation movement.
mm,
So what they
mm-hmm,
thought is that only the reparation movement is in the States and in
mm,
the Caribbean.
mm,
That's why you will notice. I have noticed that everybody who was to speak were mentioned African Americans and the Caribbean. So I
mm,
have to teach them that we have in Oceania, in
mm-hmm,
Australia, in Asia, Pacific,
mm,
in Europe, Middle East,
mm-hmm,
even in Africa, we have the historical diaspora.
mm-hmm,
So,
mm-hmm,
and they ask me, but why are they living there? Then I can explain to them the several waves,
mm,
wave one, wave two. But I imagine that wave one, for instance, the historical diaspora, who came here uh, because of the kidnap of our ancestors,
mm-hmm,
and put them in slavery, etc., etc. And I explained to them, we are in the Netherlands because
mm,
the Netherlands was in Africa. The
mm,
Netherlands colonized Suriname. I'm from Suriname, so it is obvious that I am in the Netherlands.
mm,
Why I am in the Netherlands? Because of the fact that I have to study in the Netherlands.
mm,
The Suriname didn't have some some schools types, some school types. So you were uh, obliged to travel to the Netherlands to study.
mm,
So and while study in the Netherlands, I became an activist, a human rights activist,
mm-hmm,
on specific the Afrophobia issue.
mm,
So I was happy to that I could explain the people. And that is one of the issues that we have to educate our people, that we are
Hmm.
everywhere.
Oh, Dr. Ray Wainbush. He says a known giant.
Oh, Ray Winbush, I
Yes,
can
yes,
tell
yes.
you, Ray Winbush is an excellent guy and icon when it comes to reparations. He was in the Netherlands. He knows the history of the Netherlands
Oh, wow.
because he came in the Netherlands and teaches. He
Okay.
teach us the history
Okay.
of the
Beautiful, beautiful,
Netherlands.
beautiful.
Uh, so that is my experience, and I hope, because that is what when I was in the panel, and I hope that in the report
Hmm.
should mention also the participation of Europe, people from Europe. Okay,
Mm.
not that we are Europeans, but we are living in Europe. We are
Hmm.
living in the belly of the beast,
Okay.
and I'm also happy that we were recognized as we are recognized now. We have the formal status of associate member of the CARICOM,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
everybody knows that we earn it
Okay.
because we were in Durban. When the transatlantic slavery and colonialism
Hmm.
were declared as a crime against humanity,
Right,
and the
right, right.
Netherlands, thanks thanks also to people like Ray Winbush,
Hmm.
Esther Stanford
Hmm.
in and now Dr. Eric Phillips. We are
Hmm.
more and more involved in the historical in the our historical component of this whole issue of reparatory justice. So Roger Wareham, let me, and even I met Dr. LG.
Oh, wow.
Dr. LG
Wow.
was also in the Netherlands. Oh, I was
Okay.
so happy to see him.
Beautiful, beautiful.
But what now is what we are doing now is on the issue of the African Union 6 region.
Hmm.
In July 11, we are traveling to Maputo to commemorate the 20 years after the adoption, the approval in Maputo of the Article 3Q.
Hmm.
And what we also are going to do there, we are going to launch the High Council, the African Union Diaspora
Okay.
High Council.
Yes, yes, yes.
And what is the High Council? The High Council is a governance structure.
Hmm.
It's a governance structure uh, to help all the regions to mobilize, organize themselves,
Hmm.
and become a partner because of the invitation in 2003, July 11.
Hmm.
We are now coming to the African Union and to tell them, here we are, here the diaspora are. You invite us. 20 years after, we are still not uh, 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 we are still not adopted in the different organs
Hmm.
of the as as members of the African Union.
Hmm.
So that's why we are going travel to Maputo, not only to commemorate the Article 3Q, July 11, the African Diaspora Day, the African Diaspora Day, July 11, but we are bringing products
Hmm.
that we worked 20 years long on it to mobilize the global African diaspora, to mobilize the regions. We are coming to tell you how
Hmm.
we are going to organize and to communicate with you. We are
Mm-hmm.
coming to let you know how we seize the implementation of the strategy that we agreed on last year when we commemorate 10 years declaration.
Mm-hmm.
we
Mm-hmm.
we take we take the lead. Eh?
Right,
So
right.
this will be a governance structure. I hope, I pray that the work that we have done, the process since, let me say, active since 2007, that the African Union will recognize us. We are not waiting anymore for consultants to ask the diaspora what we want. The diaspora was included in the decision-making process towards the agenda 2063. So don't ask us anymore what we want, how it should be, because there were a lot of regional conferences where we put all the issues that we want. It has been implemented in the declaration, the May 25 declaration. I don't know if we realize the important work of Honorable Ambassador Dudley Thompson. I think that he will turn on in his grave to know that after 20 years, after 10 years declaration, we still not are, we become members of the different African Union organizations. So Maputo from 10 to 13, let me say, to 13 July, we will be there in Maputo. And that's why it's very important that we organize the mass, a movement, Pan-Africanist activists, scholars, scientists, human rights activists, African Union, 6 region diaspora organizations to meet us there in Maputo, to let the Mozambique president know the importance of July 11 and why it is necessary that all the African Union states have ambassadors, as diaspora ambassadors, especially for the historical diaspora, because we fight for this recognition.
Yes.
And then another issue is of the Durban Declaration and the Program of Action. The the International UN Decade for People of African Descent only came because of the fact that there was no political will to implement the Durban Declaration and Program of Action. It will this year is the 9th year. Next year it will be over. So we have to put hands and brains together, all the minds we need to convince the United Nations that there must be a continuation of the International Decade for People of African Descent. Because you must know, we have several topics. That's topics on the right to return, and the right to return is in the Durban Declaration and Program. Our people they think of everything. It is there. Reparations, reparatory justice, apology is there in the Durban Declaration and Program of Action. What happened now is that the Dutch government they apologize for the crimes against humanity. And meanwhile, they apologize for the Dutch part. Integral the apology. They apologize for the other European states.
Right.
So, but directly after the Dutch Prime Minister, he said no reparations. So there is where we need all the reparations movement to come up, to make a statement and to assist the diaspora, the Pan-Africans in the Netherlands, to say, to let the Dutch government know, hey, no, we are not playing that game, apologize without reparatory justice. So that is also that I expect from the CARICOM leadership. We have a lot of African American reparations movement. We have a COBRA, we have Durban, We have, is it December 12th movement?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know, if Dorothy Lewis was still alive,
Wow. Wow.
she
Wow.
will call me and said, "Listen, Barry, we are coming to help you. So I need people to come to help us in the Netherlands."
Yes,
So
yes, yes.
thank you.
Well, we will be there as you have offered us, teaching Artist Institute and the Global African Sheroes. We are excited.
Yeah.
Many were there. It's just been a phenomenal experience being here and having you here. We
And thank
appreciate,
you. Yes.
the value of your insights. If others may not know, we certainly, and over the past few years, I've gotten to know your global African experience, and so we, as Teaching Artists Institute, would always be grateful for your work and as you continue to inspire many throughout the world for our fight for reparations. So thank you again, and
Yes.
let's get you on your plane.
Yeah, yeah.
Angela is
Thank you.
coming down, so let's do it. And thank you all for joining us. This is a wonderful, wonderful, amazing elder, scholar, statesman, and a global African presence, been all over the world fighting for us for decades and decades and decades. So if you don't know her, you need to. So thank you all for
Yes, thank
tuning
you.
in. Thank you, Mom.
Thank you.
All right. Oops, shoot.